Hi, welcome to my channel. I thought I would shoot a video today. I was supposed to be at the office and I got halfway there and looked at my battery on my car and I had forgotten to charge it overnight, and I just thought, I don't think I've got enough to get back again. So I had to come back home and I thought, okay, let's use this time. Let's film some videos. Let's be productive. Okay, I'm talking about you being supported all of the time, and you are supported all of the time. Only you probably don't feel that you are. You know the term, the universe has your back? I used to hate that because I used to think if it did, no shitty things would happen to anyone because the universe would be looking out for you. But it doesn't actually mean that. What it means is you're supported all the time in your assumptions, your beliefs, your continual thought patterns, and your feelings, basically. That is supported. Whatever that is, it's supported. There's no negative, positive, good, bad, because whatever this, we're going to call it the inner God. Your inner God, right, doesn't know positive, negative, good, bad. It doesn't care. It doesn't care what you've done. It doesn't look at what you've done and judge you, because it can't. It doesn't get that. It just is, basically. So whatever you are, you're it. Whatever you are is what you see in the reality that opens up in front of you, because that reality isn't really in front of you, it's all part of you. It's intrinsically linked to your subconscious. Your 3D reality is a reflection of your subconscious mind. So you are always supported. And I did change the way I looked at this. I thought, of course you are, but you're going to be supported whatever you think, feel, believe, assume. Doesn't matter what it is, you are going to see a 3D reality that backs that up, because that's the only thing that can happen. If you imagine this as code, it's just pure code. If you change the code, you will get different pictures showing up for you. You will. So how do you do that? And what is the best way to manifest? In my opinion, the only way that this is successful, we'll talk about that after, but first of all, let's look at those thought patterns. What are your persistent thought patterns on sort of any given subject or life in general? Are you keeping yourself in a low vibe? I mean, it's very hard not to be in a low vibe in today's society, isn't it? With all of the crap that we're bombarded with all of the time on social media and the news. And then we get stuck in negative conversations with people about that, keeping our vibe low. So we need to kind of lift that as much as we can without forcing that lift. So you know what you want. You know what you want to manifest. You know what life you want to be experiencing, and you're not experiencing that at the moment. Often there's a person involved, because people are the hardest to let go of. I have found in my life that if I love someone, I pretty much always love them. And there's nothing I can do about that. And I accept that, whether I'm with that person or not with that person. I accept that, and I live with it in whichever way. It's okay. I kind of like that. I'd rather love a person than hate a person or not like a person. I'm kind of good with that. I like that feeling. And I can accept that I love this person, but I'm not with this person. I can really accept that. But often when you really want to be with somebody, you cannot accept that, and understandably so. You can't. You want that person's energy in your life, and it isn't here, and you're not dealing with that, and you're seeing them with somebody else, or your reality basically is stuck and nothing's moving. They're just not showing up for you, and your thoughts mirror that. They don't really mirror it. What you're seeing is mirroring your thoughts, but your thoughts are all based around the fact that they are not in your life, or whatever it is that you want is not in your life. So you're supported in that. Your inner support system, your inner God is going, oh, okay, cool. That's what you want. There you go. I'm going to show you more of that. Keep you going. Know that you're getting everything that you want, but you're not really getting what you want. But what you want is not what you get. You get what you are. So you have to look at those thought patterns. And the best thing to do is not to try and change them, change those thoughts, and make up stories that aren't actually happening at the moment, which is really hard to do. Not for me now, but it was, is to just stop what you're doing. Notice when you're doing it, say to yourself, will this serve me? Will this serve what I want? No, it won't. Stop. That will help you stop. Or you can do this. You can say your mobile number backwards, which is really hard to do. And there'll become a time when you just know it off by heart and it won't be so hard. So you find another thing to do then. But that's a massive distraction, and it pulls you away from that thought in the moment, because you're so concentrating on trying to get this number that you've let go of that because you're focused on that. And it's a good momentary distraction. It's like a switch, a bit like a switch word really, but it's a little bit more complex than that. I think it's an NLP technique actually. I've been giving this to people for many years, and I'm sure I initially got it from some sort of NLP technique, but it's really, really useful to do to help pull you away from that negative thought pattern. What are your assumptions? So you want something, what do you know that you're assuming? Not what you're trying to assume, what do you naturally feel? And if you feel that you're never quite good enough for this person, tap into the version of you that does feel, I can bring on a different version of me in a moment. So if I'm suffering bad bout of anxiety, I can go, okay, I can either accept it, which I'm very good at, or I can kick in a version of me that isn't having that, is not putting up with that nonsense. And I can do that within 30 seconds to a minute or so and feel that version of me. I maybe might lose that version a few hours later, but I can bring it back again. You can do this. The version of you is there. You're in super state. There's a super state you, and the version of you, there's a quantum version of you that can deal with this, or that doesn't feel this, or thinks, why? Of course, why would I not be good enough? There will be a version of you there that you can tap into. Just keep doing it till it feels natural, and then you eventually lose that old version of you and that new version of you has taken over. That's what I found anyway, and that's definitely a useful thing to try to do. Now here's the key to manifestation, and you'll say that's ridiculous, because people do make comments like this, and it doesn't bother me. I understand why people would make comments like this. Doing, whether that's internally or externally, without any notion of a result. So just doing it for doing its sake. You take expectation out of the equation completely. There is no expectation. You can even say to yourself, this will probably never happen. That is a really good state to be in, actually, because that's not an assumption. That's just you saying words to soothe yourself, and then saying, if this doesn't happen, where might I go? What might I do? How would I be okay with this? And so just doing, and don't look for a result, as in don't even expect a result. Just think, I may not get a result. That I have found has been the only state really that I am able to shift from, is that point of acceptance of what is, even if I hate what is, even if what is really not great, I can eventually accept it. Sometimes it might take me a few weeks. If there's something going on that's really not great, it might take me a few weeks to accept it, but eventually I will come to that state of acceptance. And what that state of acceptance is I'm not going to just, I know what I want. My subconscious knows exactly what I want. It is possible for me to get that. It is absolutely possible for me to get that. If I try to get it, I'm not going to get it. I'm just going to push it down the line. I'm not saying I will never get it, because eventually I'll let go of it and I will get it. But if I can let go of it now, all for the better, leave it to the God within to sort this out for me. I don't need to do anything. I shouldn't do anything. That's not my job. My job is to now know what I want, exactly what I want, and then leave it alone. I think, how awesome is that I don't actually have to do anything to get this. I have to do absolutely nothing. My job's done, getting clear on what it is that I want. That's all I need to do. Now, if there's anything that feels good to do, so if I like saying affirmations, I'm going to say them because it feels good. Why not? If I like writing things down, I'm going to do that. Why not? If I like it. If I can take some external action that I'm absolutely comfortable taking, then I'll do that. But I'll do all of that because for the sake of doing. I will not do it for the sake of achieving. Because as soon as you do that, you change the vibe. If you just do it for the sake of doing it, you're actually in the vibe of it. You're in the vibration of it then, but you're not when you are doing it and then go looking for your result. You're not in the vibration of it. You're in a different vibration, and that vibration is, I don't have this. Next, find some frivolous things to be into. Find something great on Netflix that you're really enjoying. Allow yourself to get really into the story. With me, I love skincare, beauty, skincare, all of that stuff. Completely frivolous, completely shallow. But when I'm thinking about things like that, I'm not thinking about the more serious stuff. I'm just thinking about something that doesn't really matter, but it's fun. So find something that's fun, that you enjoy, that's going to break up, that's going to dilute your focus, because the term where your attention goes, energy flows, is so true. But we think, our energy is going on and manifesting this, so that's what we're going to get. It's not really. Your energy is going to the point of, I'm trying to get this because I don't have it. That's where your focus is, really, mostly, not always, you know, some people are very free flow with this. And if you're feeling free flow, and here's a good tip, which I say to people a lot, and I love this because it's worked for me in the past. If you're in a situation at the moment and you are looking for something else to happen, get very, very clear on what it is that you want. Feel that pure desire for it, and then imagine yourself in a little wooden boat drifting downstream. So you're drifting with the tide. Do you call it, I'm not sure if you call it a tide in a stream, but you're just sort of slowly gliding on the stream. Now, when you're trying hard to get something, you've got out of the boat and you're trying to push it upstream, or you're trying to row against the current, and that's what we don't want. We need to be going with the current. And the easiest way to do that is to just visualize yourself in this little boat, bobbing along, thinking, yeah, that's what I want. And then visualize yourself trying to force a row against the current. So you're sort of drifting downstream and then you decide to try and go upstream. How difficult is that? Years ago, my friend, I used to be really scared of escalators, really scared of them. And we were in Marks and Spencer's and we were really young. I don't know, I think we were about 11 or something. And I wouldn't get on the down escalator, and I was with her and her mum. And she started running up the down escalator to try and get me. And she had a horrible accident and she got her leg stuck in there. We were in the first aid room and it was not good. And funnily enough, I stood straight on when she did that. It was a reactive thing. But that's what it's like when you are trying to force reality. You're like running up the down escalator. You're not really getting anywhere. You might get a few steps, but you're going to keep going back down. That's what it's like. So think of any of those kind of scenarios when you feel like you're pushing and struggling, imagine that's what you're doing. And then you'll see that's not where I want to be. I want to sit in the boat and I want to bob down the stream, glide down the stream, sail down the stream. I don't know. That's what you're looking at, and that's the feeling that you want. And if you really feel stuck, then just imagine that, because it really helps you to get into that state. But doing anything is fine to do. Sometimes we have to do to move forward in life, and internally, sometimes we need to shift something internally if we're stuck in a negative thought pattern. But again, do it for the sake of doing it. Don't do it for the sake of a result. And the way I do this is I go, I'm going to feel better knowing that I'm doing something, but I'm also going to feel better knowing that I'm not looking for a result, because when I'm not looking for something, I'm not disappointed. You can never be disappointed if you're not constantly looking for a result. You're feeling good about what you're doing, and that is the manifestation state. That is the reality shifting state. That's when you shift, because you're so busy doing something at the time. And even you might be working towards what it is that you want, again, not looking for a result, and it might happen in that time. That's happened to me before, but the reason it's happened is because I've had no expectation. I've just enjoying the doing, thinking, well, I might as well do it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and then it's happened. So that is completely possible, but mostly it's when you're looking away and doing something else. Okay, I hope this was useful. If you don't know anything about me, I'm an author, manifestation coach, and a mindset coach.